Yes, I'd like to report a Twitter murder.
Get that stuff out of here! It's Southwest Bias!
Welcome into another edition of Southwest Bias, brought to you by our friends at the Husband and Wife Law Team. If you've had a serious accident, call the Husband and Wife Law Team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their link in our show notes and tell them PHNX sent you. And we are live from Studio K, brought to you by our friends over at Circle K. Become a member of the Inner Circle today for free by downloading that Circle K app. Got a new dog over the weekend, adopted a dog, and yes, and it's International Dog Day. That's part of why I'm telling you this story. And she's good. It took a little while to warm up. And one of the things I've noticed, and I've noticed this as a parent too, this is not just a canine thing, this is a human thing. When people or dogs want attention or need attention, they do things that are loud, maybe outrageous, maybe out of character, all these things, because they just want to be seen. Dogs will bark, they'll yip, they'll make noise, so they can get noticed. Kids will do some of the same things because they feel like they're being neglected or not paid attention to, whatever the case may be. The internet's been like that the last day when it comes to the Phoenix Suns and Devin Booker. We've seen some hot takes thrown out there, some ridiculous takes thrown out there, and to me, it feels like it has a lot more to do with people wanting the attention than actually believing in some of the things that are being said. People wanting to get noticed and talked about because of the things that they said. And look, the hottest of those takes came out, and I think everybody's seen it. If you are part of Suns Twitter, it was that Devin Booker is a one-dimensional player. Devin Booker can't help you. Devin Booker doesn't make his teammates better. The same tired arguments we've heard for a very long time when it comes to one Devin Armani Booker. And look, okay, if you really think that, that's your prerogative. I really wholeheartedly disagree with you. And so do the numbers. I want to make the case here as to why Devin Booker actually makes his teammates better and why the assumption that he's one-dimensional is just completely wrong. He's not just a scorer. And honestly, over the last 3 or 4 years, he's gotten better and better at being more than just that. Let's take a look at some of these stats from last year. He was 6th in adjusted pass to assist ratio. And that is the measure of the percentage of players or teams' total passes that directly result in scoring actions. 6th in the league. 2nd in secondary assists per game behind only Steph Curry, which means it's that hockey assist. His pass leads to one other pass that leads to scoring. 2nd in the entire league. Top 20 in potential assists in the league. The secondary assists were per game. This is in total in the potential assists. Top 25 all-time in assists by a shooting guard, because everybody wants to call him a shooting guard. So, all right, then he's 25th all-time. He's top 25 all-time in assists by a shooting guard. He passes the ball. He helps his teammates. He's 4th all-time in Suns assists, and he's 8th in pass-to-assist percentage. This is a guy that is demonstrating what he can do to help his teammates on a nightly basis. This is not something that is new either. This is a guy that has impacted his teammates in a positive way since, let's be honest, since that bubble run is really where we saw this full book kind of take hold. And really, we saw it through the CP3 years, through the Kevin Durant years, into this. Like, here's some other things. Per our friend Shane Young over at the Suns, I know this is stat heavy, but I feel like that's the only way to counteract a take that really doesn't make a lot of sense. 785 potential assists and 12.3 potential assists per game, 13th among all qualifying players in the NBA last year, helping his teammates by passing the ball. 1,053 total points generated by his assists. Those aren't points he scored. That's not it. That's not him. That's him helping his teammates score those points. 77 secondary assists, tied with Colin Gillespie for 5th in the league. Colin Gillespie set the franchise record for threes made this year. You don't think that Devin Booker's gravity and those passes going to him had a big part of that? Look, I'll turn back the clock one other year. Let's take a look at the 24-25 season. Kevo, if we have this graphic from our friends over at the All-NBA, let's take a look at it. The top 10 players who faced the most double teams on touches in the front court during the 24-25 season. Nikola Jokic, Alperen Şengün, Kat, Giannis. And guess who's there at next after those guys? At 5th, Devin Booker. You know what happens when you get double teamed? You pass the ball to your teammates. You know what happens when you get double teamed? Better looks for your teammates. Devin Booker's gravity helps his teammates. Devin Booker is far from one-dimensional. You want to go back 8 years, say he was one-dimensional when all he did was score when he had a G League roster on him? Fine. I'll accept that. If this is a criticism of early book, yeah, that's who Devin Booker was. It's not who Devin Booker is. Devin Booker helps his team in every way. Go listen to Steve Kerr talk about him from the Olympics and everything he'd do. That I'll do it mentality. That's Devin Booker here too. Now, is he the greatest defensive player? No, but he's passable and he continues to work on it. So I wouldn't say he's an awful defensive player. He's awful at getting his teammates involved. All he does is score. He was I believe top 10 in both points per game and assists per game the previous season, 24-25 as well. He makes his teammates better. Now, I wasn't the only one that dunked on this individual. There were multiple, and we can take a look at some of these tweets, Kevo. I thought dunking was done in the NBA. I thought posterizations weren't really a thing anymore. I thought they were left in the 90s. But oh no, they made a big comeback yesterday afternoon. They were Amari Stoudemire level posterizations here. Let's throw some of those tweets up here, Kevo. Let's take a look at the one that Colin Gillespie said. Just thumbs down, bad take. Guess what? That's one of the teammates that Devin Booker helps make better. He's out there saying, nope, you're wrong, because he helps him be better. Like that's funny. The Suns admin did it as well. The Suns admin dunked on this take too. Again, the book generated 1,053 points off assists last year, and his 5th time in his career he's eclipsed 1,000 in a season. That was sent with purpose yesterday. That was sent for a reason yesterday. That was a point that was made by the team account. For God's sake, this is a take that I don't understand. If you want to have the argument that Devin Booker may or may not be able to be the number one option on a championship team, and maybe he has to be 1B at this point, maybe we can have that. But I don't even know if that fully holds water. Every metric, everything you look at, Devin Booker's a top 20 player in the NBA. Top 20. Now, can you pair higher end talent with him? Yes, you could. And you could try to figure that out. But also, Devin Booker helped raise this team that was supposed to be dead last in the West last year into a play-in spot. They won 45 games when the over-under was 30.5 last year. Devin Booker makes his teammates better. Devin Booker is one of the top players in the NBA. And if you want to get into this superstar versus star definition, you want to split hairs like that, and then there's 5 superstars in the league. Like those top 5 guys are superstars. And then the next 15 in the top 20 are stars. Or you can tier it where they're medium stars. I don't know what you want. Like they're great stars, not superstars. Devin Booker is the best team on a lot of NBA teams if he goes there. We understand there's certain guys, and you know, a lot of them were on this double team list, and Jokic and Giannis, like those are guys that are a different level than most people in the NBA. That's not a knock on certain guys. That's just, there's a handful of guys that are just unicorns because of size, because of rare skills. Like, that doesn't make Devin Booker less of a star and the ability to win. I get it. Everybody wants a championship. That's what this is all about. We talk about this on a regular basis on this program. A championship's what you want to win. But the idea that Devin Booker isn't a good teammate, isn't somebody that will help you, isn't a guy that will, actually impact winning, that, he gets paid too much. That's my favorite one. Everybody goes to, he has too much of the cap. The best guy on your team winds up having a large majority of your cap. That's the way the NBA is structured. Would you have rather just let him walk before that contract extension? And everybody goes straight to he's making $70 million a year. He's not. It tears up. And by the time he makes that, it'll probably be, more in the 20s in terms of, what guys are making in the NBA. It won't be the most, biggest contract because those all increase with the cap. That's not like the Suns went, hey, what's the number you want? We'll write any check. No, this is all slotted. The NBA in that stuff is very prescriptive. So you agree to market value there with Devin Booker. And if that's your big argument that, Devin Booker, he's, he makes too much money. Everybody makes too much money in the NBA. Everybody makes too much money. That's the reality. NBA is big business. The middle class of the NBA is dead. It's top and it's lower level now, thanks to the way the CBA is created. That's the reality. You want to complain about cap space, complain about the Bradley Beal dead money, which we've done a million times. That's okay. You want to complain? There's a place that you can complain. But the rest of this, Devin Booker makes his teammates better. The numbers show it. His teammates are out there publicly saying it's a bad take to go the other way. I feel like the internet and a lot of people on it like to make a lot of noise to try to get attention, just like a dog does when they feel like they're not having their owner really realize that they're there. We got a lot of yapping going on, but not a lot of backing it up. The stats say differently. And I'm getting tired of Devin Booker taking the backhanded, compliments and the slander online when he comes out there and every year is trying to get better at something. But maybe that's just my Southwest bias. We welcome in the mustache, not the mustache, the dreads behind the desk.
Well, I do have one of those.
I mean, you do have one of those, but you're the dreads behind the desk today. It's Kevo. Kevo, you want to tell me your worst take ever that you've had?
I mean, ask people around this office. I'm not a big cereal proponent, and people think I'm crazy for that.
Like all cereal?
No, I just think it's childish. I think it's for children.
I mean, yeah, it is childish.
That's all.
What person wants to eat
Derek.
What adult, look, you accept it's childish when you eat cereal, unless it's like, bran. You're like, I'm going to have some bran to get regular, or, what were those grape nuts? Like there's some cereals that you're like, this is more of an old person thing. This isn't a kid's thing. So, but
yeah, I think that's one of my takes that people don't like. I'm not a big amusement park guy. People don't like that.
Ooh, that is
I think
a bad
my worst take is probably actually I don't enjoy karaoke. I kind of don't like. I would venture to say I hate it.
You hate karaoke.
No one wants to hear someone ruin a song that we all already like. If we're all singing it together, that's one thing. Or if you're singing it as a joke, that's another. Or if you're just singing it because you're hearing it, that's different. But I would never go to a bar to hear someone drunkenly sing a song that I like and ruin it for me.
Well, there's some good singers at karaoke.
Yes. Let's keep the mic to those people.
Okay.
But that's oftentimes not what happened. I suppose it's just not how it goes.
This is true. Andy, one of our bias, says, got to be drunk for karaoke. I mean, to listen to some of the people, sure. That's true. And Buddha Schizo says redacted cereal brands are for kids. I love that they get no free ads here. When you look at the Devin Booker stuff, this caught fire yet again yesterday because it's, the NBA offseason, and that's just what happens. But do you buy into this? Devin Booker's only one-dimensional, can't help win in the NBA?
I think it kind of has evolved from this trend that we've seen in like NBA media recently, or just basketball media, like Spreadsheet FC recently in general, where you kind of just are trying to create new terms to say the same thing, right? Where it's like he's not an offensive superstar. He's a two-way point generating engine. You know what I mean? And I think that's like it's a side effect of that, where people are trying to say like, hey, I don't think Devin Booker is the best passer in the league. Which, first of all, to say that he's one-dimensional and say that like he doesn't make his teammates better, crazy talk, right?
Well, and
like,
nobody's sitting here saying he's the best passer in the league.
No, I know.
Like nobody should. That's the
I'm saying if you're saying that he's not the best passer in the league, cool. But if you're saying he doesn't make his teammates better, it's just like, what are you talking about? I think it reaches a point, Espo, where you just got to kind of look at it and say, there's a reason that top prospects up and coming, when you ask them who are some guards you're watching, always say Devin Booker. There's a reason that his teammates sing his praises so highly. There's a reason the coaches he's worked with sing his praises so highly. I think it's because he's a pretty damn good basketball player that thinks the game at a pretty damn high level. But I guess we should probably listen to people on Twitter that say that he's not that, even though every professional basketball player or going to be professional basketball player is like, man, this guy is really good and really impressive.
Yeah, I will always listen to the coaches and the players and that. I think it's kind of a moving target with him as well. And if you don't like Book, just say that. Hey, not my favorite guy. I want to see something different. I think it's the time for the Suns to change things. Fine, that's better than baseless claims when it comes to an individual, and that's kind of ridiculous to me when you look at it. But that is neither here nor there. We did have a super chat that I want to get to, and I want to welcome all the bias in the chat. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button, helps new people find the show. Psycho Blue, one of my favorite of the bias being in here today, drops the $10 super chat and says the worst Suns take remains calling the hiring of Mike Budenholzer the greatest day in franchise history. But this is one is in the running. Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't me, by the way. That was not me who said that. So that's not why our friend Psycho Blue said that. Hey, boom shakalaka in the chat. I always appreciate you, even though we don't usually agree. He says the Suns thinking point book equals winning basketball is the worst take yet. Same narrative we heard when James Jones was GM. Suns continue to make excuses for failing to get Booker a point guard, and then he talks about the Halliburton clip. Yeah, I get the point book stuff, but then there's it's positionless basketball. Jalen Green's the point guard. This and that. Who's a true point guard in the NBA? You want to play revisionist history. The Halliburton thing is the biggest mistake that was made when it came to Devin Booker and having a true guard next to him. They took Jalen Smith. Supposedly, we had always heard, Halliburton was trying to work his way to Sacramento, which is an insane thing that any person would try to do, and I never fully bought into it. He came out and said, no, we actually called the Suns and said we wanted to be there, and on a podcast over the weekend, and that makes your head hurt. You wonder what could have been as well. Kara, glad to have you here as well. Buddha, my guy in the chat, my wife Tracy here as well, and Kara says, what a take. A one-dimensional book is crazy. Totally agree here as well. Deborah says, SMH, shake my head. Those stats speak for themselves. They do, but it's easy when you don't look at the stats to say something. YTIF21, glad to have you. They used to call Da Vinci one-dimensional. Look at how he turned out. I like that. And then we got a couple more here I want to get to. Psycho Blue says, this isn't 2015 anymore. There's no such thing as a true point guard in the NBA unless you think the answer is as simple as giving Tyus Jones starter minutes. God, I remember when we thought that was the answer, and we saw how that turned out as well. It was not great, Bob. And that is everything from our chat today. Appreciate all the bias being here. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're live, and then hit that join button, become a member of the Supporters Club today. For $5, get that badge, custom emojis, and so much more. After this, we're busting some other myths. Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You know you do you, but did you know they do fantasy football? That's right, it's fantasy football time, and you can host the ultimate fantasy football draft party at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, because you know you're gonna have your league, you're gonna have your draft, but you want to have it somewhere nice, and you can reserve a table for your draft party for 8 to 12 guests, and that can happen from now until the season starts. And September 3rd, you can come to our draft party as well. You want to schedule your draft party with them, and you can reserve a space in BetMGM Sportsbook. There's food and beverage options, because guys get hungry and thirsty, and gals, in our fantasy football league. Plus, you're going to get the official PHNX Cardinals DieHard draft kit. That's right, custom draft board, player stickers, commissioner crown, because you need to know who your commish is, championship ribbon, DieHard Sharpie, and oh so much more. Enjoy wall-to-wall screens, an exciting draft day atmosphere, and everything you need to kick off the fantasy football season. Must be 21 and over to participate, and mention DieHard when you're booking, 10% off. So visit playathila.com or stop by the BetMGM Sportsbook at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, Wild Horse Pass, Vicuiva, or Santan Mountain to book your draft. And then Phoenix Raceway. That's right, the chase returns to Phoenix Raceway, and all you need to know is that it is the best venue in the Valley for sports. I've been out there multiple times, and honestly, it made me a NASCAR convert. I am a big fan of it. And October 16th to the 18th, you can watch NASCAR's championship contenders battle it out at the Freeway Insurance 500, in one of the most crucial races on the road to the championship at the most iconic track. I don't care about Daytona. I don't care about any of our other ones. Most iconic track in NASCAR. The road to the championship runs through Phoenix with NASCAR's new chase format. Every position and every point matters as drivers fight to keep their hopes alive. Experience the intensity of the Freeway Insurance 500 weekend from October 16th to the 18th at Phoenix Raceway. Secure seats now at phoenixraceway.com. That's phoenixraceway.com. Every lap counts, every point matters. The chase at Phoenix Raceway, October 16th through the 18th. And Window Depot, from the windows to the walls and everything in between.
Okay,
Okay. You like the moves? And you can get that. And look, it's hot out there. I was sitting in my home yesterday. It's about a decade old. It's a little over a decade old. It was hot in my house. I saw my air conditioner working overtime, like working harder than Kevo works behind the Mac. And I went, are my windows getting a little old? Are they letting in that heat? And if they are, if yours are as well, you can get new windows from the Window Depot, and it's going to help you save money on your energy bill. And you know what? You can build a game-winning plan for your remodel with your windows, your kitchen, whatever the case may be. Plus, I believe right now through September, you're going to save 20% off cabinets as well. So kitchen, bathroom, whatever you're looking to remodel, they have it. The Window Depot is not a surplus or discount store. It offers new home improvement products at incredible prices every day. Visit thewindowdepot.com and start planning your next project today. And I mentioned it, but make sure to join us for our PHNX Fantasy Football Draft at the Upper Deck Grill at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. It's September 3rd at 6 p.m. live broadcast. Lee and Petey, our PHNX Coyotes crew from back in the day, are going to be hosting, and we're going to have a great time. And first drink for DieHard is on me. Plus, Cardinals are going to be doing their show live out there starting at 4:30. DieHards are going to get 10% off as well on their Gila Fantasy Football Draft packages. So go to gophnx.com/events for more details. And thank you to Queen and David Bowie for playing halftime for us from the Great Beyond. Dolly Parton joined them too. Very impressive halftime.
It was a very
show.
moving performance.
It was.
Shout out to Tim Curry as well.
Yeah, I told you, threes. There's one more coming.
Espo killed Tim Curry.
There is one more coming. So
Who has Espo killed next?
Put your celebrities in bubble wrap. All right. Hopefully it's not very, 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 very minor internet recognizable faces, because I could be third on the list if we're not careful. It's time to bust some myths. These are other myths that we saw around the internet last night. The first one, the idea that Jeremiah Love is too injured to play week 1 for the Arizona Cardinals. Throw that myth out the window, because there was a video circulating yesterday of Jeremiah Love walking up the ramp to the Cardinals plane holding boxes of pizza and had no brace on his left ankle. And this is from Jeff Mueller, a physical therapist, and making a joke here, but it says, demonstrating good contact and holding balance with pizzas despite questionable hand placement, good speed up the stairs, week 1 looking good. So throw that myth out that you're not going to see Jeremiah Love play in week 1, because the dude is carrying some pizzas. It looks like it's some fun for him. No ankle issues going up the stairs there for Jeremiah Love. Rookie duties, feeding everybody, is one of them. Let's move on to the next myth that we need to bust. There's a myth that the tarps off movement in the MLB, if you're not aware of it, it's sections, and they do it in some football stadiums as well, sections of guys that just take off their shirts towards the end of the game trying to get a win. It's like new age rally caps. It's like the rally monkey that we used to see with the Angels. It's something that is out there. And the myth is it's stupid. Well, guess what? It actually works. Did you guys see the end of the Diamondbacks game last night? A huge comeback win against the Cubs. A home run walk-off by Ryan Walschmidt, the young man who now has 2 walk-off homers this season, both at our, what do you call them, takeovers. And you know who was there as well, doing the tarps off, as he has with both of these walk-offs? Our one and only Derek Montilla. Don't tell me it doesn't work. The Diamondbacks are proof that it works there as well. The other myth that I'm talking about this morning, that there's nothing fun to do in Green Bay. Most of the time it's true, but did you see this morning, Trey McBride, before the Cardinals joint practice with the Packers, did the traditional bike ride to practice and actually had a kid holding on to the front. It made me so nervous as a parent to watch Trey McBride riding on this very tiny bike with a young man, a little kid, holding on to the front of it with his feet on the pegs there. It made me very nervous. Thank you to Zach Gershman from azcardinals.com for sharing that video from out there as well.
I will say, Espo, though.
Yeah.
You said it makes you nervous.
It does.
I mean, as an American, I saw dollar signs.
Well,
I mean,
we're gonna
it's like getting hit by like a Mercedes.
That's it. Wisconsinites are too kind. Like it would be G. Gosh Willikers. Sorry, I fell off the bike. I feel like that's what would happen.
No, I think they would say, "Oh, this big city slicker from Phoenix just hurt my kid."
That's Texas. That's not Green Bay.
There was no accent.
You don't know the Midwest. You know the great people of the Midwest.
From there. Noah's not from there. We have no experience.
Right. St. Louis isn't the Midwest.
Oh wait,
I'm sorry.
Buddha's actually right. Tim Curry was all right.
Does that count as? I don't know. Like,
we're off the rails. But I think Buddha's right actually.
Another myth we got to bust. I don't know if I don't know if you saw the I don't know if you saw the Diamondbacks Ryan Walschmidt home run call from television, but the phrase "the Cubs comeback is complete" was uttered by Steve Berthiaume.
You're lying.
The Cubs did not win on a no. It's true. Go watch the clip.
Oh my God.
The Cubs did not win on a walk-off. The Diamondbacks did. Now, in Steve Berthiaume's defense, I think he was trying to say the Diamondbacks come back against the Cubs and truncated it, but it certainly made it sound like the Cubs won the game on a Ryan Waldschmidt walk-off home run.
I think he just switched the names of the teams. Like, I don't even think it was that complex. Like, I feel like because those sentences weren't even close.
But you have one job. You're the Diamondbacks play-by-play guy.
He does have one job.
You're not the Cubs play-by-play guy.
My thing with Steve Berthiaume is like he does put like you can tell he puts some oomph into what he's saying, but it just doesn't like sound like it. You know what I mean?
I didn't catch it the first time.
Another Gabby Moreno home run in Slam Diego.
Yeah,
for the 100th time.
I need more. Chris Garagiola had a pretty good call on the radio side. If you want to go check that out. Our final myth that we have to bust: redacted chicken brand is trying to kill us.
How can we redact it if?
I mean, we're going to show it next, but when I'm saying it, we should have blacked it out. I'm sorry, Max, right now we didn't. But did you see this yesterday? There was a tweet about how this Redacted chicken brand is releasing a new Oreo chicken burger. The collab features a cookie-style bun, mashed potato covered in crushed Oreo pieces, and a fried chicken fillet. And most people didn't read the last thing, that it's in China. And the Redacted chicken brand had to say, the KFC China guys.
Again, it's impossible to do this segment and not do it.
We're not redacted. That's the Chinese. Yeah, I'm not getting the KFC China here, so it's not a free ad there. So no, they're not trying to kill us yet. I guarantee that makes it to America.
I'll say this much, chat. This is what the world thinks of us.
Well, yeah, everybody assumed it was us.
This is what the world thinks of us, and then we saw it and was like, yeah, makes sense. We gotta do better.
That looks like it would taste terrible.
Yeah, no, it's horrific.
Yeah, fried chicken, good. Gravy, good. Oreos, good. Mash them together. Dear Lord, I think I'm gonna throw up.
It's exactly what I thought I was missing last time I had a chicken sandwich. Chocolate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I needed crushed up Oreos or redacted chocolate cookie with cream in the middle, rather than an actual bun.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Granted, it's better than that same Redacted chicken company who made a sandwich with 2 pieces of fried chicken as the bread.
Can I be real?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, that's the gluttony they talk about in the Bible. But like,
you're in.
It's not going to be bad. Like, are you kidding me? So you're telling me adding more fried chicken would be a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not good for you. It's not a good idea. It's not positive for society that it exists. But we're not going to sit here and lie to the people and be like, hey, yeah, 3 fried chickens with some cheese, lettuce, tomato, and mashed potato in the middle doesn't go hard. That goes incredibly hard.
I mean, yes. If you replace the Oreo with 2 pieces of fried chicken,
I'm in.
Then I'm I'm willing to try.
Arteries out, I'm in.
Buddha says, I'll try it for science. So if we can get one shipped out of China, we will get it to you, Buddha. We will do that on the program. Shaft, thank you for joining. Your fine will be in the mail, but thank you for joining because, yes, like you said, better late than never. So appreciate it as well. You can watch the replay after we're done. A big thank you to all the bias in the chat. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hit a like on the way out. Helps people find the program. Then leave a 5-star review if you're listening on audio. And if you're watching after the fact, let me know if you'd actually eat that sandwich in the comment section. And if you think Devin Booker's one-dimensional. I want to thank the dreads behind the desk, Kevo, for making me look good. You can follow him at Kevo Post. You can follow the show at PHNX_SWB. That's PHNX_SWB. You can find us there. You can find me at Espo. And remember, Devin Booker ain't flat Stanley. Ahoy, hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.